Having a blessing that you don't know you've been given. There are support systems that are within Martin that may not exist in another space. Martin University is in the business of creating success stories. Success stories like me.
Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk Live with Martin U, the live podcast bringing much needed community conversations to the table. Let's Talk Live with Martin U is a live, exciting, and reverent podcast that discusses community topics, alumni successes, and much more. Today we have the one and only Mr. Michael Durrett, and I want to introduce you all to him. Thank you for joining me today.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
So let's get right into it and discussing who you are and what you do.
Michael Durrett, senior. I'm the program director for the Oaks Institute at Martin University.
So how did you land this position, this role? Where did you start at? College? What did you study? How did you get this role?
So, as a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, I have a very close personal relationship with Brother Ezel Mars, who was the Vice President of Community Engagement. I'm very active in the community, and he reached out to me and wanted to know if there was someone who was interested in the program director role for the mentoring program, since my main hat is mentoring and programming.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to my circles, and no one was available. While being a doctoral student, I don't have a lot of time, so we kind of came up with a plan to kind of make it work. And I came on as program director in December of last year. Some quick background information: I did attend Purdue University for my undergraduate and my master's. I'm currently attending IUP while for my doctorate in urban education studies.
Nice. You have a lot on your plate. How do you juggle everything? How do you juggle being in that program? Because I know it's time consuming on top of being a director for an entire program.
Well, it is demanding. I will say that, and of a father of three, there
Mm.
is management skills that are needed. Often I do a lot of layering. So my son and my two daughters, they do come to programs with me on Saturdays. So they enjoy it too. So I'm still mentoring, but I'm also still being that father figure to them while
Mm-hmm.
being young men. So there's a lot of time management, a lot of late days, a lot of long nights. I'm a night owl too, so I really don't sleep as much. Again, getting up for an early podcast is not really my thing, but I'm willing to make it happen, right?
Well, thank you for getting up early. I know you probably just closed your eyes an hour ago, so I
Literally, right?
appreciate that. How much longer are you within your doctorate program?
I just finished my second year. I'm going to year three. Working. I just met with my advisor last week, so we got a plan of action. So it should be 3 years. Hopefully.
Nice. Nice. And what all did you study exactly?
So at Purdue, I was in computer graphics technology, hence why I'm able to kind of take those skills and transfer them to program director. So marketing, advertising falls into my wheelhouse. And then for my graduate degree, it was in educational leadership. So that's when I kind of became the mentor educator and
Mm-hmm.
informal. And ultimately, I wanted to be a coach because I played college football at Purdue. But when I seen the need for more Black men in education, I transitioned from coaching to be more of an administrator.
Wow. So you coach still too? Like,
No, I do not. I do not.
oh,
I had a brief stint at coaching, but then I transitioned to being an administrator at a combo middle school, high school, and then at an elementary school.
right. With you starting this role, I know that the summer plays a big part in the Oaks program.
Mhm.
Can you discuss what this journey looks like for the kids, or what phase are you all in right now during the summer?
Well, we just successfully completed our second year of camp. Um, with everything that's going on, we had a lot of interest from mentees from across the city, Brownsburg, Ben Davis, Perry. So we have a wide range and a wide network in which we try to focus on the skills needed for them to attend college, in which we focus on resume building, academics, community service, and extracurricular activities. So this year's camp was about skill development, which we focused on technology and just overall wellness and development.
The comparing from last year's, if you were able to see any type of analytics or numbers or things that could be measured, what's the difference from the first year of the Oaks Academy program to this year?
I would say the major difference from last year to this year was the amount of planning that we put into the grant. Last year was a successful camp. There was more hands on deck. There was key personnel like Joshua Ford, Janelle, uh, and Dr. Bridges all came together in an intensive manner to kind of develop the camp as needed. This year, myself and Joshua Ford took a lot of time ahead of time to bring together and say this is what we want to do and how we want to do it. And again, like most programmers, do plan to do more than what's actually required. So even though we didn't have the expensive camp that we wanted, we still provide a quality camp for the student.
With this summer, you said that you focused on success development with the kids. What does that look like? Walk us through some of the events or activities that took place throughout this summer's program.
So initially, like most grants, you have a set requirement that you want to complete, and there's a measurement that we want to assess. So we did an academic assessment in the very beginning, and we focused on educational goal settings for week one. And once we focus on educational goal settings, determine where they want to go and how they want to attend college or what college they want to attend, we took that next week and we focused on what does it look like being at that school, going to that school, and actually researching that school while getting some skills development on drone technology and kind of business orientation, how to go about producing content, producing um, sources for your the job that you want. So while they're doing their research, they're figuring out what are the requirements, what are some of the things that they need to do in order to obtain those positions. And then the last week we focused on the whole self, like budgeting, quality of life, and things of that nature.
Nice. What do you look forward to going into the next phase of this program?
The next phase is going to be very collaborative in nature. We are focused on partnerships a whole lot more. We're still going to have our fraternal representatives um, as our key partners, which OAK stands for Omega Alpha Kappas and Sigmas. We're reaching out to some community staples such as CLD, um, KIPP Legacy High School, to name a few.
Mhm.
'Cause the model is transitioning from being a central home based program to more satellite based programming.
Satellite based, what is that exactly? For people that
Well,
may not know.
satellite based is more so you have home center, but you can operate in many different locations, much like uh, a church will have a home base, and they might have a satellite spot on the northwest side, satellite side on the east side. We kind of incorporate that model so we can service more students. Our goal is to service young Black men and to overcome some of the hurdles such as transportation and resources. We want to take the program to them instead of having them come to us.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I know a lot of people may be confused at times to see how their children can be a part of this program. So, what does that process look like? I know that we are really in the thick of the program at this point, but for people that may be interested in their children, grandkids, or even students, how can they, reach out or connect with you all to have their kids do this next year?
Okay. We are done for the summer, so we will be focused on the next program, which is our year-round mentoring program. We will be starting back up in August for our classes to begin in September. They can go to martin.edu/oaks. At the very bottom, there is an application, a brief application for them to register for the program. And once registered, it will come directly to my email, and then we'll be able to facilitate what next steps after that.
What's your advice to parents or students or even teachers that are looking toward this program but on the fence? Like, what are the benefits? How do you sell Oaks to people that are unaware of this program?
My biggest sell is we're here to help. We're here to supplement programming you already have. We're here to provide resources location, monetary funds, mentoring from the various organizations. So you have a pool of Black men who's willing to give back to young Black boys, which we all know that the role of the Black man in the family has been diminished over the years. So this is a way for us to step into that gap and kind of fulfill some of those duties that from the men who have been absent. So I would encourage people to be on the lookout for more programs like Oaks, because
Mhm.
there are people willing to give back and give back to especially our young Black men.
Nice. With you being the director for the second year, comparing to the first year, what were some of your goals going into this program? What did you take from the first year? What did you want to change up a bit? What do you feel as success that can be measured so far?
Without having a program director the previous year, and I come in December, the biggest thing that we wanted to have was infrastructure. Again, developing communication plans, marketing plans, timelines, things of that nature, which we did successfully. I wouldn't say to the extent that we would like to, um, but we did implement some infrastructure. With some recent changes, we have to kind of reevaluate that infrastructure moving forward, especially as we revamp the program for the satellite locations, things of that nature. But again, we're trying to best serve the populace that we are targeting. So with that comes changes in dynamic.
What do you look forward to going into the next phase?
Impact. The biggest thing, because again, we shouldn't do anything alone. I believe in collaboration and
Hmm.
working together. I'm an athlete, right? So we work as a unit. So pulling in different community partners and school partners, I feel is going to not only increase the magnitude of our programming, but the vastness of our programming. Partnering with like CLD provides us avenue for them to come to us and us to partner with them, as we are planning on doing their college fair on September 16th, which our young men wasn't exposed to last year. So now again, that's expanding the programming, but also introducing them to other quality programs in the city and having that exchange.
Are there any other programs or potential open houses that can take place with Oaks or that you will be in attendance at for people to see you face to face, talk to you, get more information?
Currently, right now, there aren't, but we will be scheduling orientation for our next program. Let's meet with our fraternity leadership to get a plan of action moving forward for the next uh, program, which is the year-round mentoring program. So once that's solidified, we'll be sending out more information via social media. We have an Instagram and utilize Martin Facebook page for socialization and communication information to the public.
So do you guys you do have a social media page?
We have an Instagram page,
Okay.
Martin,
What's the name of that?
Martin X Oaks.
Nice. So if somebody goes on that page, they can see everything that took place this summer with the
They can
kids.
see, yeah, they can see the things that started. We still haven't posted some of the pictures from the summer, like with the drones and things of that nature. But there is some information on there about program that we have had in the past.
Were there any field trips or anything in that matter where you travel with the kids to gain more experience or anything at all this summer?
That was in the plans. However, we was diverted due to again infrastructure changes.
Hmm.
Um, and again, moving forward, we will be utilizing different avenues where we go to the African American History Museum, things of that nature. Some of the things we did in the past that we weren't afforded to do this year. Um, we will be picking up some of those things as well.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to start building a foundation, a solid one, and then you go from there. So there's nothing wrong in that matter. But I do thank you for joining me today on Let's Talk Live with Martin. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the viewers or listeners today?
Thank you for having me. Oaks Institute is here to help provide services for our young African American men with the hopes of them obtaining a college degree. We do believe higher education is the way to go for upper mobility. So follow us. Be on the lookout for more programming from Martin University and Oaks Institute.
All right. Well, that is all that we have today, guys. So I will see you guys same place, same time right here next week on Let's Talk Live with Martin. Bye.
Bye.
It's like having a blessing that you don't know you've been given. There are support systems that are within Martin that may not exist in another space. Martin University is in the business of creating success stories. Success stories like